I will not crash. Honey yacht, dash, honey yacht, dash, honey yacht, dash, honey yacht, dash, honey yacht, dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best because I am. There's no need in keeping it low-key. I can cover.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This will be taken very short. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
At their own 38-yard line.
Here we go. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Garoppolo looks to throw. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. 21.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Check, 43. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Now Gordon on 1st down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Check 26.
On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And he's got this down to the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here's Grant.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with a draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Greystone, travel. 43 is the mark.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gives him the first down yardage there. He needed a yard. That's what he got. And it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Garoppolo now, first down throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Here's Gordon. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Set, ready. Oh, here we go. Oh, no.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Check 24. Check your hot read. Check 24.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted. Picked off it. And now a fumble. The ball's out. $3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
That's it, baby.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
A shotgun give to Fournette, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here we go.
The Charger drive about to get going. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's got a man open. That's Allen. Touchdown, L.A. Keenan Allen, his 6th touchdown of the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now Leonard Fournette. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Ready, set. Check 55, Mike. No chance. Switch it.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And on the run. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Kill. Check. Kill.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Leonard Floyd. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
Here we go. 180. 44. Blue 65, 65. 21, 21. Here we go.
On first down, Garoppolo. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback.
Here we go, here we go, here
but when
we
you're
go.
trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And this is complete. It's Allen. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Melvin Gordon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And they score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. That one 28 yards on the ground.
How about that, partner? That's a gutsy run, a physical run, an explosive run, and he's inside the 10-yard line now. I don't know if he handed to him again on this play, but make the defense.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points.
Here we go. 180. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. Rolling to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Going to throw deep for the end zone. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo with his second touchdown pass of this first half. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now, so as you...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 33. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football. Now 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough.
Yeah, it is. And this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we've got a backup who's warmed up and has come into the game. So you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting him at this point.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. 2nd and 1. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
A loss of 12 brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Jones. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 33. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. He'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. 2nd and 10. Jones has it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Campbell making the catch. Now the ball comes loose and picked up by the Chargers. Look at the big man rumble. 30. Still going. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. So the turnover forced and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Wait, 80! Watch the run, watch the run.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong. He's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Here's Garoppolo to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. 2nd and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players than football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Here we go, here we go.
The Charger drive about to get going. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now Garoppolo. And Allen's got it. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Garoppolo now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. This is Grant. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
Here we go. 20. Check, 43. Get hot.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Garoppolo. And it's complete. Henry. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
Here we go.
First and goal, Los Angeles.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to find Gallup here complete.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Tighten up. Pull it together. That's it.
Mike, 55. Check, 55.
Now back to throw. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Catch made here by Campbell. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
Move those chains. That's good for another.
They'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. 2nd and 2. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. They're going to look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Well, Garoppolo's going to throw it. Got his man, it's Williams. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for our visitors, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.